one hell of 2020, and it's been the start of a new year. It's 2021. So we did stop making videos because of 2020. The pandemic happened. I had a lot of stuff to do. He had a lot of stuff to do. But of course, you guys have been saying, hey, you guys should get back. We're trying to get back into the rhythm. It's just quarantine. And I've been working. He's also been busy with his family. But I just want to thank everyone who has given us, we're up to like 186 people, like subscribers.
Wait, really?
Yeah.
Hello.
And I would just want to thank all you guys that hit the 10,000 mark on, of course, Brittle Bones Nikki. I know that you guys want us to do more of, their, what was it? Which one is it? American something?
American Eagles? Is that the name?
American Eagles, is it?
I can't remember, honestly.
We can't remember. It's been a while. But yeah, we have an interesting... it's not a music video, but we kind of have a few opinions on a certain video. So Daz Black, bless you. Daz Black ended up getting, he ended up making a video, and it was called Daz Black and Daz Games Reacts to the Vegan Teacher. Now, I've heard a lot of hate comments on Vegan Teacher. I never understood why at first. Now I know why. It's called Rare Americans, isn't it? Right? Rare Americans?
Yeah, I think it was Rare Americans.
Okay, so, I come across the Vegan Teacher a few times. She is a vegan. But a lot of other vegans don't like her. I could honestly know why. I'll just say it right now. I am an omnivore. I eat meat and I eat plants or veggies, okay? He is the same way, okay? We're not gonna really react to the video. We're just talking about it. I'm not understanding her message. It just seems a little too skeptical and it's too out there. Like, have you ever seen a person that's been off their meds for like a good while? That's what it seems like. And I'm not trying to disrespect you, Vegan Teacher, but it's just you're disrespecting people's boundaries of what they're eating. You cannot do that. If you don't want to be judged, don't judge other people for what they're doing. Yes, there are some people that are cruel with animals. I'm not going to say I condone that and I'm just like, yeah, kill them. No, I am not saying that. I am all against animal cruelty. Just because I'm eating a turkey sub does not mean that I'm like condoning of murder. No, that's not what that means. A lot of people in the food industry do take care of these animals with care when they're killing them. You need to do more of your history and you need to do more of your educational background shits. Or you gotta get more of your references. Look, it's 2 a.m. I'm tired. We're fucking filming this at 2 a.m. Look, a lot of people.
Like, don't get me wrong, I agree. It's just that my thing is like, I like what I like to eat, and you eat what you eat. You know what I mean? Mm-hmm. I'm not about senseless murder, and I'm not about watching an animal get like completely crucified for me to eat. Exactly. Like, I understand the idea of, survival of the fittest, eat or be eaten, God intended nature to eat nature. Like, not almost every single animal, that's a huge lie, but most carnivores out there are like cannibals to their own species, and they don't mean it because fuck it, why not? They taste good. It's just that it's survival to them. It's the same reason why sharks attack people most of the time. It's rare, but that's dinner, you know what I mean? My thing is always just, if you're a vegan, by all means, I love animals, don't get me wrong. But I'm the same nigga that will preach that I had like 20-piece wings.
Yeah.
And like lamb chop, you know what I mean? And like 7 to 18 pieces of bacon. The point is, it's just like, I'm a meat eater, I'm a veggie eater, I love all of that stuff. It's just to a degree, I don't want to hear like, hey, well, I'm like scarfing, and I mean like completely
You're going
like
to hell if you're eating a burger.
Yeah,
Or did you know that cow didn't consent to this? Like,
or like I don't want someone walking up to me while I eat like a bacon cheeseburger, and they're just like, do you know what they did to that pig?
they literally took a rod and raped it up the ass with it. Okay, first off.
And it's just like, why would you do that? Like, you know what you know how disgusting it feels to eat like meat, and someone tells you how that meat was made. It makes you.
And
it
it's
makes you
like
throw
false.
Up. Or if they just make it really vivid and bloody,
Bloody?
it makes you
Nice.
not want. It's disgusting.
I'm gonna take my hands off
Like,
because
I respect what you eat. I respect you as a person. Whatever your life choices are, just don't come over here and ruin my ideals, the things I do, because then I have an issue with that. Just don't be toxic. That's it. That's it. That's it.
And that's basically what you're doing. Like, you're being toxic. And you're being toxic up to the level where other vegans are speaking against you. Even people in your own community. And I'm telling you right now, guys, if you're on my channel, if you're vegan, hey, go ahead. I am not condoning. I have 2 friends that are vegans. They don't condone me to hell. They're like, oh my God, Tiffany, Cece's eating the... No, they're not doing that, okay? They're not saying, oh, you're going to hell. And mind you, you did preach something about, the Lord said, Father, forgive them, for they know not what they do. Be careful what you're saying there, okay? Because he was also referring to them crucifying him. His own people that didn't even understand that he was the King of Heaven, okay? That is where you're wrong. He was referring to that. And he was referring to all the other sins, okay? But there's not one day in hell that I don't think you even paid attention in the Bible, that what are they eating? Fish. I don't know if you remember reading or even seeing any of these documentaries or whatever that had to deal with Jesus actually having two fish, right? This is what happened. 2 fish and 1 loaf of bread, right? It was 1 loaf of bread. What he did was he put both of them in a basket. And what happened was, it was a miracle where he multiplied the fish with the bread. What is fish? Technically, it is a type of meat. So you cannot say that and speak up on the Bible and say something false like that. Yes, I am a Christian. I don't really like getting into, religion shit like that. But what you're saying there is very vain, and you cannot say that. Because you're just saying basically, oh, he was just focusing on that. No, he was not focusing on that. Yes, we're not supposed to eat swine, which is pig. But if you've been doing your research on the Bible, the reason why pig is swine is because Jesus, he actually obliterated the demon Legion. I had to think about it. Now, Legion is named as a demon who is Legion is one. Basically, there are a lot of them.
The guy who steps on religion.
It's fine.
But I know Legion from Marvel, right? And
we're not talking about
he's legitimately based on the creative, not the creator, but the flock of not the entity being one, but one being many and many being one.
That's what I'm
that
talking
kind of
about.
Thing. So when I think of Legion, I think of many, but I think of one, but one is many. Kind of like all is one and one is all.
Basically, remember Ghost Rider? Remember the guy? Him? Yeah. Like the guy that he obliterated him, he called himself Legion because it was all those damn souls, basically.
I could have sworn, not in the Bible, but I thought Legion meant alliance of not the damn. But the alliance of a certain force. That was my guess. Look, I don't know religion like that.
My hair
I don't know if we'll ever do a religion video. Probably never will.
We might, but this
Because religion is nasty. It's a nasty topic to dig into.
Anyway, let's get back on topic. But yeah, Legion is based on all these demons, and Jesus, like I said, he exiled them into the pig. So it's a long story. Don't let me get into that. But The point is, I get where you're coming from, and I just don't get where you're coming from. Okay, you want to force people, and on top of that, you cuss in your videos, you yell at people, and then you want people to like you. No, that's not what you do. You don't do that. If you want to take the heat, take the heat. If you don't want to take the heat, please get out of the damn kitchen. Get out. Because I'm sorry to say it, I got veggies in there. I got meat in there. I got chicken. Look, I'm starting tofu. Let's see how I like it, okay? But for you to like damn people and all that shit, no. You guys are doing it wrong. You cannot do it like that. It is your turn.
It's just like, I can't get over the fact that in her video while she was reacting to Daz games, by the way, love you, Daz.
Love you, Daz.
Huge fans of the channel.
Yes.
Big fans of the channel. But like, she's over here listing like animals that just eat like vegetarian, as if elephants and giraffes and bison are like the only thing on planet Earth. Like, you do realize pretty much almost every other meat eater on planet Earth is essentially a carnivore. Like spiders, carnivore. Spiders are technically animals. Well, they're insects, but they're a specific kind of animal. The point is, lions, in every single pride, if a lion takes over a pride, he kills the young. Chances are he's eating the young. You know what I mean? Like, it just, like, oh my lord.
There is a lot of, there's a lot of cannibalism, yes, in the animal culture.
And I never really cared about it. So it's the same thing with like animal intimacy. They don't care if they're really related. Chances are they won't, because they understand the genetics, but they don't care about that kind of thing.
Yeah, but here's also the point where it's like gonna be a little interesting. With some animals that are herbivores, what do they usually do with the young if it's not gonna sustain itself? They kill it or they eat it.
Yeah, that's 100% true.
Or they just leave it. But what do they usually do? They have to munch on it a little, rip it apart a little, because if it seems like a carnivore went in there and ate it, they don't want any carnivore messing with their baby's, carcass. So, sorry to say it, honey, but it's survival of the fittest. I'm sorry to say it, but here's another little point I'm gonna make out.
Like, last time I checked, I'm pretty sure dogs also do that when you collapse in front of them. Like, they will sit here and they will eat
they will eat.
And it's not a fucked up thing. It's just like them carrying. It's like them carrying you with them.
Exactly.
I'm pretty sure it's a respectful thing, because wolves also do that shit. I'm like pretty aware of that.
It's like the circle of life. I'm gonna throw that in there.
We miss you, Mufasa.
Yes, Mufasa says, like he did say, the grass goes into the antelope, and the antelope eat the grass, and we eat the antelope, and we all become one part of the circle of life.
When we die, we become part of the grass. It's just like, it's what nature intended.
Yes.
Like, I don't believe in some sort of higher power wanted us to just go around killing each other for no reason.
No.
But it wanted us to strive and survive, because that was the whole point of existence, to constantly evolve. Like,
exactly. And I don't even think really God cares about like if people eat sausage or anything that has to deal with like vegan food, okay? As long as we're okay and we're sustaining and we're alive, then we're fine.
Like, could you imagine being like not even kicked out of heaven, but not allowed in heaven because you ate like steak? Like, that's just crazy to me. I don't know how to feel about that. If it's true or isn't true, look, that's not the point. The point is just like, why would I be shamed for like what as long as it's not another human being, which is morally pretty wrong, because if I was to sit here and like tear Cece apart and eat her limb for limb in her savory, succulent, blood jugulant veins, then it's just like, no matter how you look at it, that's pretty horrible, because she's more or less aware of what's happened to her. Like, I ate another soul. Like, that's pretty horrible, no matter how you slice it. But and it's not different for animals either. But animals, they more or less don't really care about that. It's just a meal to them. I just would never like sit here and like condone. You're really a little, yeah.
Continue. It's just I don't like how you said that.
I don't know. It's just certain things that we see on the internet or on YouTube in general that we just can't like sit well with. Like, we understand when you have like a snake or alligator, you have to feed them live things because that's what they'll accept. But don't sit here and like videotape this small animal in this cage with this apex predator, and it has like no chance of survival.
Yes.
As it like, you know what I mean? Like I get it with roaches and stuff like that. It's still pretty much senseless murder at the same point in time. But that happens in the wild regardless. But what's the chance of an alligator walking outside and there's like 17 white rabbits and it just gobbles the whole up? You know what I mean?
Yeah.
I don't know. I just think it's horrible. Certain things you just shouldn't do.
Certain things you shouldn't put on the internet. Yes, we understand that. Look, for some animals, you know, they have to eat livestock. I'm not saying, you know, you shouldn't put it out there, but please don't put it where the animal is squealing for help. But some of these apex predators need to have livestock. Yes. Some owners that own these apex predators need to have them, because if the apex predator, example, tiger.
Okay, easy.
Tiger. Most of them could just eat dead stock, but it has to be fresh. It cannot be old, because if that blood gets into their system, they could get sick, get salmonella, get any type of disease that humans get, and they die instantly. You don't eat that.
I'm pretty sure but when any carnivore eats like oldish meat, they have a high chance of getting like E. coli and stuff like that.
And they could have a higher chance of being rabid, which you shouldn't get. But apparently, I think the vegan teacher also did a video on animals, meaning pets. Now, I don't know if this is 100% true, but apparently someone was talking about like how they couldn't stand how they were talking about like they could.
Everything she says, if it is not accurate,
if it's not accurate,
this is just hypothetical.
If it's not accurate, please don't come for me, or just correct me on it, or I could go on TikTok myself.
We're still gonna elaborate on it, but you know, know it's hypothetical.
Yeah.
We're
It's
not,
hypothetical.
Like, pinpointing anything.
Yeah. But someone couldn't stand what they were talking about like their animal was eating raw meat. Mind you, I think her dog or his dog was a pit bull. Hey. Okay.
I have a pit at home, and I would never.
Exactly.
I would never feed him raw meat. Like, absolutely not.
Yeah, but
granted, my family at times they do, but even at that, they stop doing that. Like, they boil it for him. Like, we don't give him straight bloody chicken and nothing like that. Like, no, that's no.
No. You can't give him that. No. Apparently, because the person didn't like how they were coming for, you know, like, oh, how dare you feed your animal that, you know, you should make them vegan. Like, look, kibble is not always gonna help. Kibble doesn't always help. Yes, it doesn't always help, okay? I'll say that right now. Dogs cannot have...
As well as, like, cats and dogs have, like, that natural, not meat, like, thirst in them, but they have that natural,
but they
like,
have from their ancestors.
Exactly. So it's
they get it
just
from
like,
their ancestors.
Imagine feeding a dog a piece of lettuce and expecting him to eat the whole thing. Of
I
course
mean, like, some dogs, like, some dogs and some cats can eat lettuce, you know, like, certain lettuce, though.
Yeah.
It has to be certain veggies. But they also have to have meat.
Yeah, like, they're more or less, like, their stomachs are more or less primitive. You
exactly,
know what I mean?
and they're more of omnivores. So, again, omnivores. Most humans are omnivores. Sometimes you cannot have... Okay, if you're a human, sometimes you cannot have...
Which I hope everybody who's watching this video is, unless you're some...
alien from a dialectic planet or some
shit. Or like
shit.
Caesar from Rise of the Planet of the Apes, where you just, like, comprehend everything.
Most humans on this planet are omnivores. Most of them are carnivores. A percentage of them are herbivores. But you have to understand, you can't just get your protein from plants themselves. You can, but you have to sustain your iron, your glucose, your blood sugar with some meat. I'm not saying you should just have a whole fucking feast and just go like that. No, I'm not saying that. I'm saying once in a while, eat something with meat. You don't always have to have it. And just because you're a vegan and you maybe possibly just eat one piece of chicken, look, you're not gonna go to hell, okay? Whatever a vegan teacher is saying about going to hell or whatever the hell, you're not.
I mean, imagine if there was steak in hell. Hell would be too nice. like imagine going to hell and they have like a freshly prepared steak for you. That hell would be like a luxury hotel. That like hell would be too nice on paper if they had steak. But well, I mean, I'm pretty sure Lucifer and all of them got
All right.
steak. But everybody else, probably not.
Also,
sounds too nice.
Also, I would also like to pinpoint something else that a lot of people aren't talking about. Mind you, like I said, I have 2 vegan friends, and I've also seen vegans on TikTok talk about her. Yes, you, vegan teacher. They don't like you. Some of your own people in your own community think you're a nut. This is what I'm just saying. They think you're nuts. They think you're too toxic, and they think your points have nothing to do with being vegan. I have to agree with pretty much all of them.
Oh, what do you think of her?
She's a nut.
Honestly, what do I think of you? I think out of everybody I've met some pretty acidine, toxic, and acidic people, right? That are just like horrible for business, and you fit the bill almost in all of those categories because it's just like there's nothing worse than a human being that creates a logic and then creates a logic to justify their own logic. Like if you say 2 + 2 = fish, you will sit here and pull out a goddamn artifact to prove your point. Like you create all new logic to justify your currently found logic. Like shit like that, you're beyond help, lady. Like
yeah, I mean, and we're not trying to be rude, but it's just like we're seeing this from a perspective like other vegans are talking about you and they think you're toxic. Look, whoever supports her, hey, you go ahead. But don't come at me and don't come at him and don't come at Daz Black. Okay? Don't come at Daz Games, okay? He just put his point out, okay? We're putting our point out. If you don't agree with it, it's our opinion, okay? And the comments will not be turned off because I will be interested in to know what you guys say. And
same, we'll be reading.
And I will, be as PG as I can because, in all honesty, what's going on, with the whole vegan community. Okay, can we also talk about one point that you pointed out? You said something in one of your TikTok videos about, my God, what was it? You said something about how your husband like had to choose like, oh, who would you sleep with, me, tofu meat eater teacher, or someone else who's a vegan? And then you put on the side, are there other vegan options?
I don't know how to feel about that. And that's just weird. Like what?
Like what are you trying to say? Like people who eat meat were dirty?
Like what? I don't really get it. But
I mean, last time I checked, meat eaters pretty much, I don't know, but if you're sucking the cock, that's still a piece of meat going in your mouth.
I mean, like, even if you want to go back to like as old as the first human beings, I'm pretty sure they were eating meat too because clearly they didn't want to die. But
exactly, but they were also omnivores. They were eating
they were eating
pretty much everything.
Whatever they could like find edible, they ate.
So
it's just like.
So I'm sorry, our ancestors did eat, meat and veggies.
So look.
In all honesty, it's just like I feel like you just really need
I've never seen someone like support a community so aggressively and the community hates you. I've only seen that for like the LGBT community because some of y'all be like really like out of pocket with what y'all think about like your fellow members of the LGBT. Yeah. I don't know. It's like it's almost the same thing with like straight men having opinions about like chubby women. It's like so acidine. I'd rather not even think about it. It might burn a hole in my IQ.
I like women in general, but this is vegan. We're talking vegan, man. I mean, in all honesty, it's just like it just caught my attention because I'm very confused. Cause I mean, can I also wait? There's another vegan, and he's a guy. There is a guy, John Sarkas, I think his name is.
Beautiful name.
Look, whoever knows who I'm talking about, please link one of his videos down in the comment section because he's also a vegan. But he is not so aggressive. He's not too aggressive though. He's not that aggressive.
Right.
Okay? Yes, he's just like, oh, we all need to be vegan, and okay, fine. That's fine, but you're a little nuts. Yeah, I'm sorry, but you guys are hitting the bipolar margin. Just a wee bit. Okay? Y'all are going way too, y'all are like on a scale. Me and him are here. going like this. You went like this. Y'all look like that, okay? I don't know why you guys are so aggressive. Like,
it's crazy. There's a lot of topics we could be talking about that hits like a certain level of insanity, like racism, sexuality,
murder, real murder.
Can and can't eat. It's just I don't know. There's a lot of topics. Honestly, leave like suggestions on what y'all want us to react to or talk about, because we do have strong opinions. Believe us.
Yeah, and this is like this has gone to a certain point in time where it's a little too much. And to be honest, I would like to state something that I was telling him, and I think other people who are vegans will agree on this, or maybe not, who knows. But I had a lettuce, right? Growing from its little crevice in the earth. All of a sudden, a farmer. You do know that plants have their own cells, right? No, they have their own breathing system. They have their own heart.
Essentially.
Is no one gonna talk about that? Because for all you vegans that are so strong, and I'm not saying the good ones, I'm saying those who are a little too aggressive, y'all are forgetting that some of the plants that do come from the ground do get ripped with their roots, right?
And it just hit me too. Like, no matter how you look at it, you ever realize that when some trees get cut down, they still grow? Or like, if you have lettuce in the refrigerator and you like constantly put water on it, it will like maintain itself.
Exactly.
So eating vegetables, you're technically still eating something that's relatively
alive.
Like, but you know, what do I know? I'm just a kid from Detroit. Anyway.
I think I'm not even from Detroit. But the point is, like, so many things have their own cellular system, but you're basically just coming at every single person who is an omnivore or a carnivore. Sorry to say, I'm an omnivore. Just because I eat meat, that doesn't mean, oh, well, you know, shut the fuck up and eat and turn vegan. No. Why don't you shut the fuck up? Because you know what? You're basically telling anyone, you know, you act like no one sees your TikToks. You're very cancerous when it comes to that. And I'm sorry to say it. You can't tell anyone just to shut the fuck up.
Like, just
you can't do that.
Just like what you eat and eat what you like.
Exactly.
Don't go around telling people like, how do you eat bacon? You realize that people put on gloves and shove their hands up like pig's ass with their guts. Just don't do that.
And we don't even know if that's even accurate or not.
Like, don't pull some shit out of your ass
exactly.
just because you feel a certain way. That's like going into a church and not believing in God and spitting on his foot. That's disrespectful. Like, so many people.
Yeah.
Like, don't do that.
And on top of, can we just like talk about how, okay, Daz, if you're watching this, we're fans of yours, but I remember Daz Black.
No, screenshots that. That's the thumbnail. Let's get it.
Yeah. So Daz ended up making a comment about like how I guess she was like saying something about like oh, I'm spreading the message or whatever. Remember that? So Daz ended up saying something about that she's spreading a message or whatever, and he's just like, all right. I don't think the message was that, but you know, okay. I don't get it. It's just like people are not liking you. I'm telling you, they're not liking you, and most of them are in your community.
Like it's a thing to be like religious, but it's also another thing to force that religion down someone's gullet. You get me?
Exactly. Or like practice down someone's gullet. You cannot do that. See, that is the main problem that we have in this world today. And it's the main thing, because you cannot force people. Look, it's like being homosexual or being racist. You can't just do that. You can't turn a white person who isn't racist a racist. You can't turn them racist. Or like,
it doesn't work like that. Like,
or Spanish or black guy. You can't do that.
It's just like, it doesn't add up. Like, I don't get it.
That's like telling your son or daughter, right? Like, oh, you're gonna be a gymnast. You're gonna be a football player. You're gonna like it. Fuck you. How about that? No, I'm not gonna like it.
I just want a 9 to 5 behind a desk and like a chili cheese dog. Nothing crazy, you know. I just want a job I can manage and possibly steal from. I hope none of my future interviewers saw this video. I didn't take that last roll of toilet paper. It told me to take it.
Too much. He's a crazy kid, but In all honesty, we're not trying to disrespect you. We're not trying to disrespect any vegan.
If anything, we're trying to like save yourself.
Exactly. We're just trying to show you that what you're saying is wrong. And yeah, you guys might think what we're saying is wrong. That's your opinion, but we have ours. Because I'm sorry to say it, you just can't tell someone to shut the fuck up about it and be vegan. That's not how it works. See, John Sarkis? Listen.
Sauce.
Listen, I'm sorry, guy, if I'm saying your name wrong.
I don't even know
I'm
you,
sorry,
man.
but he seems like a cool vegan. It's just he's also aggressive, but in a funny way.
I get you.
Like, I don't understand, like, you know what, fuck it. I'm gonna do a little bit of a story time because this happened to me in high school. So, kind of like Daz, he ended up eating a sandwich. Mine was I think it was, I ended up eating not a turkey sub, it was a burger on the train station. It was in the train, but I remember, listen, I was hungry. This was before COVID.
I'm not gonna like bark at her because there's days where I would like get a whole like chicken, not chicken tender, but I would get like Honey Lay's turkey American cheese on the hero and eat it on the bus. I don't know why I did that.
You eat in my bathtub most of the time.
I approve this message.
No. I ended up eating a chicken sandwich or like a burger. I don't know, a chicken burger. I don't know. So I ate that on the train, and mind you, there was this girl that walked across from me, and I'm just like, I'm minding my own business, and I'm just like, real awkward. I'm like, I'm just like, you want some? I'm like, are you? I'm like, did I say something? Did I do something? And mind you, she ends up not minding her business. Mind you, she's just like, oh, do you know where that's from? The deli? And I'm just, and mind you, I'm a high school kid.
Sweetest angel. She will sit here and buy you a meal if you really wanted it. Like this girl is like innocent. This girl is like one of the purest things on planet Earth besides
like,
salt. But you know.
Yeah, no, I am like that. Like, if anyone really needed a meal, like, fuck it, I'll drop 100 and I'll just be like, yo, get yourself something. But I said 100, shit. But there's been so many times that we wasted money on food.
Bill money.
I mean, wait, listen, I have bill money. Anyway, so I ended up eating that, and I was just like, the deli? And then she's just like, oh, you think it's funny? I'm like, you're talking to a 16-year-old. I hope you know that. I was 16 at the time. And I'm just like, what the fuck is going on? And then they hit me. I was like, oh, she's a vegan. Mind you, her boyfriend was next to her, and he was just like, babe, stop. And he's just like, I'm sorry. And I'm just like, it's fine. I want to hear what she has to say. Mind you, this is me. Mm-hmm. And she just got pissed. And I'm just like, and do you not? And she said, oh, well, you know what? You're eating a dead carcass, a dead chicken that might have been raped by people. I'm like, okay, that has happened in countries, many countries, maybe here. In my head, I'm thinking that. I'm like, okay, but that's like one chicken out of like maybe 2 million. So I'm like, what's your point? Like,
I mean, don't
like,
get me wrong. The food industry is like really like
they're
aggressive
shady
on like what people do with their food.
Exactly.
Like, they can't give you like chickens, no artificial foods, things like that.
Yeah, and most of them.
It has to be 100% natural. Like,
Yeah, it has to. Yeah, it has to be 100% natural. It can't. Some food like products have to be 100% natural. They can't just. I mean, there's a lot of like those omega foods that are like, you know, artificial, but a lot of them are very real. Like,
especially because it's like dangerous to be playing with them genetics like that.
Exactly. You can't eat that because that gives you a lot of health problems. But she after she ranted on me, I ended up saying, and mind you, this is a true story. I was like, okay, so you know the salad that you just ate, right? And she was like, yeah, what are you trying to say? Basically those lettuce and vegetables were ripped from the ground, and you know that they have hearts too, right? They have seeds that make children, mind you, that's what I said. They also have their own reproductive system. So how are you any better than I am? Mind you, 5 people on that train started laughing their ass off, and one of them gave me a high five. Her boyfriend ended up telling her, I told you were gonna get roasted.
Just let it happen too.
And mind you, she got in my face. I was like, okay, 1, if you insult a minor, I will drop kick you because you're a skinny ass fuck. 2, your boyfriend needs to hurry the fuck up and get. Mind you, this is what I'm thinking in my head. So before he could react, and before I could react, I stood up. He ended up grabbing his girlfriend and throwing her back on the seat. He ends up telling me, I apologize for that look. I am not vegan. I don't understand why she's judging. I was like, oh, you're a hypocrite then. That's the part I was getting to.
How does he deal with her regularly?
I think they broke up after that because they had a huge ass argument when they left the train.
That's my big question. Like, I don't mind you dating someone you're like polar opposites in certain areas. That's normal.
That's fine.
But like, imagine being like a Christian, you're dating a Satanist. Like, how do you people even like be in the same room without like yelling at each other? It's weird. I don't know.
It's very real. It's really weird. We can't speak. It's like 3 in the morning.
Look how big my upper lip is.
Oh, it's 3 in the morning. It's like 3:23. So would you calm down?
Straight again.
So,
Oh.
do you know where your children are? So I mean, in all honesty, like, we are laughing, but it's just like it's a little too much. Like, you expect us to. Yeah, sorry about that, guys. We had to stop the video. But yeah, where was I? I think I was like, oh yeah, so, like, this whole thing with the whole vegan community, hey, like I said, if you guys are vegan, hey, go ahead, go crazy, that's fine. But if you're, yeah, but if you're just gonna be very toxic, please, shush, because you know what? If you don't want people to come at you for being vegan, or if you don't want anyone, you know, and also in the carnivore, you know, area, I'm saying it to be funny, but look, if you're a herbivore, carnivore, omnivore, look, just try to get along, you know, like me and him, we're omnivores. All right, we're gonna go back to the prehistoric times, to the dinosaurs, apparently.
Hunters and gatherers.
Exactly.
Where she's actually making the money and I'm not doing it. But that's not the point. The point is we're a team.
Yeah. In all honesty, like.
Yeah, you're saying? Yeah, no.
He's gonna. Would you stop acting like you're snorting cocaine?
It's a little, yeah.
Oh my gosh! Excuse him for having so much energy.
Please don't watch this video back in like 2.5 seconds.
Don't say. Okay, anyway.
Just imagine my face. Being dragged across. Oh my lord.
But yeah, it's just, I don't know. Do you have any more opinions on this? Because like I have too many.
Off the rip, it's just like, I get it. You don't think, like, most meat eaters don't think that everything we're eating was more or less once upon a time alive. Of course we think that. Of course we don't sit here, eat a cheeseburger, and probably don't feel bad for the cow, or, you know, think that this cheeseburger is absolutely delicious.
Well, why do you think we say grace over the food?
I mean, I personally don't say grace, simply because, I don't know, I was not a fan of waiting to eat. But now I'm gonna start praising my food. Probably not say grace, but just, you know, thank you for living to become my next meal. Thank you for taking care of me, because, you know, I gotta eat.
Yeah, that's all.
You know what I mean? But it's just, I don't know.
A little bit of that. That's fine. It's like, yes, we get that most people are sick in the head and that they torture animals, but not everyone is like that. Not every industry is like that. And by the way, you said that apparently they take piglets and smack them on the ground.
So do you think they just take piglets to the back of the room and just get like a Harley Quinn mallet and just
or just like Hulk it, like like Hulk doing it to Loki?
Or worse, just like start stomping it out until it like kicks the bucket.
Like, yes, there are sick people out there, but not everyone is like that. Not every industry is like that. Can you do your fucking homework, please? Because not every industry is like that. And for most people to say, oh, well, these two don't obviously know what they're talking about. I mean, sorry to say it, but I've been on a natural farm before. I've seen the process.
It's still horrifying. Don't get me
Yes,
wrong.
It's horrifying.
Of course, because it's death. Death is horrifying.
Yeah, but at least they do it politely. And most of the time, a chicken has to have their neck snapped, but they don't do it Some people don't do it in the horrific way. They do it real quick. They have to snap them. Or would you rather see a fucking meat cleaver chop a head off? You pick, vegan teacher. Either way, each way is bad. But I'd rather take the neck snapping because that's more humane.
Kind of like the whole, like, you know, look away to like the sunset and then execute you.
Exactly.
Instead of just like breaking every bone in your body till you get to the neck. Like, that's ridiculous.
Exactly. And most of the time, what I'm getting from this is basically you're just basically just coming at anyone who just eats meat. And like I said before, you're not respecting people's boundaries. And again, if you don't want anyone to come at you, then just keep your mouth shut.
Here we go. Just mind your business. That's it.
Exactly.
Go about eat your little Caesar salad and get up out of here. Well,
but
actually, not Caesar salad, but eat your salad and get up out of here.
But of course, like, people are gonna say, "Oh, why don't you two just shut the fuck up?" Well, you see, that's opinion. See, she can have her opinion. You guys can have your opinions. We have ours because we're not forcing anyone to be carnivores, omnivores, nothing like that, right? So again, no one's forcing anyone to be anything. You eat what you eat, we eat what we eat. That's plain and simple. But I don't know. I guess we're done ranting about this. We might do another video about this, maybe in the far future. But yeah, this is very interesting. I'm sorry, this was just bothering me because I saw the video of protein foods. Let's see. Oh, well, he just looked something up. Try this. Count them in the vegetable group if you regularly eat meat, poultry, and fish. Count them in the protein food group if you are a vegetarian or a vegan. If you eat meat, fish, poultry.
Like, what?
So
isn't, like, I'm pretty sure, I don't want to say fish is technically a meat because
it's kind of,
no matter how you put it, it's alive regardless. So look,
I mean, do any vegans eat fish or chicken? Like, you guys can eat that.
I be thinking about what vegans be eating throughout the week, and all I can think of,
no,
like,
most of them just eat straight veggies, and most of the time you cannot just do that because that, like, I'm not saying that it's bad to eat just veggies, but you have to understand the nutrients.
Like, your body needs all that naturalness,
exactly,
all that mineral, all that protein we can get from meat, etc., etc.
Yeah, but here's the thing, like, if you're eating just a straight thing with high mineral, like the same mineral, it's gonna fuck up your body, and most people look very skinny because of that.
And also, for the record, it's the same thing with, like, meat. You can't eat too much, like, natural fats because it's bad for you. Exactly. Not to say fats aren't a good thing. It's a good thing, but you can't eat They can't eat it 24/7. You know what I mean?
Like, if you're gonna eat it, just eat it slowly or whatever. Or, like, once in a blue moon, at least put something with meat in your system. Like fish. You guys can eat fish. Like, some vegans can eat fish if you want, but I'm sorry to say it. What's the first thing that a baby drinks? Basically, it's milk. Where the fuck does that come from? Usually the titties of a human, or you know, if it's an animal, obviously a cow or a little goat or anything like that. Technically, doesn't that still count as, you know, like dairy?
More or less. So it's just like, look, you can slice it however you want to.
It comes from meat.
Man.
It comes from meat, so
this whole thing is just not ridiculous, but it's just your opinion itself. I feel like you wrote down some ideas and pet peeves, and then was just like, sounds like a good idea, and then ran away with it. Didn't stop to, like, be like, oh, but what about this? Or like, hey, what about that?
Also, please stop doing this thing where you're condoning everyone to hell if they're going, you know, to hell because they're not vegan. You know, first off, God doesn't like hypocrites. Also, he doesn't like people like you, you know, constantly saying that. Because he's just like, well, damn.
The human race has this thing where it's just like, if you don't believe the same thing as another person,
you're going to hell.
They, like, condemn you to all shit.
Like,
it's just like, filthy, he's black, or oh my lord, she's
a
fat,
faggot, or
like,
something
she's
like
gay,
that.
Or oh, she eats, like, white meat, and it's like, what?
Look.
Let me be me. I don't get it. Like, look.
I mean, in all honesty, but that's the problem in society today. It's still a problem, but, you know, people who don't understand where other people are coming from, it's kind of ridiculous at this point because I'm just like, you want me to believe in one thing, right? But then you have all these other options. It's kind of hard to believe in that, but to all my vegans out there, please do not be like the vegan teacher, because I'm gonna say this in the most nicest way as I can possibly say it. She is the epitome of a toxic preacher. You're basically too toxic.
It's just like, I've never seen a lady have such a firm belief, but also not exactly able to accept the alternative, or just be like, hey, you eat meat, that's whatever, you know what I mean? Mm-hmm. It's not rocket science. Like, there's certain things you'll never get rid of, like racism, nationality, murder, hatred. You'll probably never be able to get rid of that thing as long as the human race lives. But it's just like, it's all the same shit. Let people be people. You know, let me enjoy what the fuck I enjoy. Consequences and all. That's just it. Just let me be me, man.
Let me just eat what I want to fucking eat. Like,
we all do it for the same reason. Nobody want to die. You know what I mean?
Exactly. Like, just don't hurt anyone. Don't spread this hate. You know, and I also say this for my carnivore brothers and sisters out there. I know that it's hard to say, like, hey, fuck you or whatever, but please, you know, if they're disrespecting you, stand your ground. But that does not mean, like, hey, curse them the fuck out, say, oh, you're going to hell anyway. Don't do that. Be the bigger person, okay? And like I said, for all my vegan brothers and sisters out there, please just understand that not everyone is gonna believe the same thing, but you guys are targeted because of people like this. And I get that most of you are just like, hey, we're not like that. We get that, and we applaud you. But it's just people in your in the community of veganism, they're ruining it for other people like us and other people in your community, especially you. And like I said, you know, to those who eat meat, you know, just try to be the bigger person. It's really a hard decision because it's like, damn if you do, damn if you don't. It's like a 50-50 to me. I mean, in all honesty, I could tell you, hey, you shouldn't really do that, but at the same time, you know, fuck it though, because a lot of people get upset. But, you know, this just feels very like, it just feels like drama, and trust me, 2021, I don't need any of that. But
like, we just got out of 2020, and It's not that 2020 was the greatest thing ever, but like, yo, at least we made it. You know what I mean?
Yeah.
That's all I could say. Like, rest in peace to all those who didn't make it. Mm-hmm. Or like, rest in peace to all those who kept fighting and ultimately, you know, still didn't make it. It's just like, this is a brand new year. This is just ridiculous. I don't know. Like, so much could be said about it, but this video will probably drag on forever if we keep constantly going about it, no matter how you look at it. But it's just, I don't know. Like, enough said, right?
In all honesty, yes, enough said, because, like, in all honesty, look, vegan teacher, you just really gotta practice what you preach. It's gotten to a point where it's exhausting, and you just sound toxic as hell. Yeah, I think it's best if you end this video, like, you finish, because,
Well, that'll be the video, you guys.
Yeah.
Thank you so much for staying tuned in. If you are still staying tuned in, please like, comment, subscribe, share. And I do mean share as in share the copy link. Take a screenshot. Probably don't do that. Share with your friends. Share with your grandmothers, because everybody needs a little laughter in their life. But, you know what I mean? We're out of here because she might get a migraine from this, and I might get a splitting headache. And you know, I'm all forehead, so I'm more or less gonna feel it.
All forehead? Nice. Okay, well, yeah, like you said, and thank you guys for the 180 subscribers. We're actually happy about that. We thank you guys for helping us support, and yes, we're trying to come back. It's just work and me trying to help him out, trying to find him work and all that, and it's just 2020 has fucked everything up, okay? And I'm telling you right now, you know, we didn't come back because my depression, I have really bad depression. He also has depression, so
I'm just the optimistic one. If anything, I cure us both.
Yeah, he does. But yeah, this will be our first video back. But anyway, guys, I'm Cece.
I'm Rara.
And thank you for tuning in. Okay. Bye, guys.